Hey everyone, let's dive right into this. Welcome to this foundational explainer for the Metabolism Hacks channel. I am absolutely thrilled you're here. If you've been frantically searching for answers about your body, your tanking energy levels, and how to actually optimize your health using real evidence-based research, well, you've landed in the exact right place. Today, we're basically setting the stage. We're gonna lay out exactly what this channel is all about, the incredible research we draw from, and most importantly, how you can use this information safely and effectively. We've got a lot of fascinating ground to cover, and we're going to do it by breaking down the core principles of metabolism and establishing some absolutely crucial ground rules for your personal health journey. So why am I so tired all the time, especially after 30? Man, it's a question so many of us ask, right? You probably remember when you could eat literally whatever you wanted, stay up late, and just bounce back the next day. But for a lot of people, those days kind of just quietly disappear somewhere around 30. And our sources confirm something you probably already suspected. It is definitely not just in your head. If your energy feels way lower than it used to, or the scale keeps creeping up, even though nothing major has changed in your diet, there's a very real physiological reason behind it. Turning 30 marks a genuine turning point for your metabolism, and that's largely due to gradual muscle loss and hormonal shifts. But hey, here's the good news. A slower metabolism isn't a life sentence. It's not some cliff you fall off overnight. Once you understand what's really going on under the hood, you can take simple, science-backed steps to get that energy back. And to get that energy back, we're building this channel on 4 core pillars. Look, we aren't going to sit here and peddle restrictive fad diets or tell you to skip meals. Actually, our sources show that skipping meals often backfires completely and slows down your progress. Instead, we're going to focus on nutrition and foods like, say, prioritizing protein for its high thermic effect. We'll look at sleep optimization, because poor sleep directly tanks your metabolic health. We dive deep into stress management, exploring exactly how cortisol levels affect your body. And finally, daily exercise, specifically highlighting things like strength training and NEAT. Now, NEAT stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which is really just a fancy way of saying the daily movement you do outside of the gym. Ultimately, we're promising you holistic, natural, and habit-based solutions. Which brings us to our first major principle, the foundation of science rooted in clinical reality. Throughout this explainer, and honestly, across our entire channel, we just do not believe in magic pills or weird shortcuts. We know straight from the research that simply drinking green tea or eating some chili peppers isn't going to miraculously fix your metabolism on its own. Instead, everything we explore here is firmly grounded in clinical reality and backed by highly authoritative sources. We pull directly from clinical databases like PubMed to look at things like water-induced thermogenesis. We consult nutritional authorities like the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics to bust those common metabolism myths you see everywhere online. And we look at medical reviews from trusted institutions like MD Links and Santiam Hospital. Basically, we do the heavy lifting of reading through dense research reports so we can distill the actual facts into clear, easy-to-understand explanations for you. Our mandate is clinical research, plain and simple. But because we rely on such high-level clinical data, we have to draw a very distinct, hard line when it comes to important medical boundaries. Okay, I want to shift gears for just a second to a more serious, protective tone. Because, let's face it, your health is the absolute most important asset you have. Since we're going to be discussing physiological functions, nutrition, and supplements, like examining the ingredients in a natural metabolism booster, we must rigorously define our boundaries right up front. So here is exactly what we do. We provide education and information based on clinical research. We'll analyze the data on how fiber impacts gut bacteria or how MCT oil functions. But here's what we absolutely do not do. We do not provide medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Think of it kind of like this. Our role is to act as your researchers and educators. We bring the clinical data to the table so you can understand how your own body works. But your certified medical professional, their role is to provide the prescription and the personalized medical care. We provide the research, your doctor provides the direction. To remove any ambiguity whatsoever, let's formally define our role here. A term you're going to hear constantly across our channel is general informational purposes. All this means is that our educational content explicitly clarifies that I, your host, am not a doctor, I'm not a registered dietitian, and I'm not a licensed medical expert. I am an enthusiastic explainer who loves breaking down complex metabolic science into clear visual takeaways. What I don't know is your personal medical history, your genetics, or what medications you might currently be taking. And this brings us to the exact medical disclaimer you're going to find across every single one of our resources, articles, and calculators. It reads, "This content is for general informational purposes only and isn't a substitute for professional medical advice." Whether we're talking about using a free metabolism calculator to estimate your basal metabolic rate, or we're breaking down the potential side effects of bitter orange extract in a workout supplement, this rule applies 100% of the time. It is an absolute legal and personal imperative that you understand this boundary.
Which leads us directly to our ultimate rule, protecting your health journey.
At the end of the day, you are the hero of your own health journey. We're just providing a map of how the metabolism works. But your personal doctor, they're the ultimate guide on how to safely navigate that map. Everyone's body is incredibly unique. A calculation for daily calorie burn that works perfectly for one person might need a huge adjustment for another, based on individual factors, genetics, and existing conditions. So let's get super specific on when consulting a qualified healthcare professional is absolutely mandatory. You must consult them before starting a new diet or nutrition plan, before beginning a new exercise routine, especially if you've been fairly sedentary lately, before taking any new supplements. This is actually a really big one because our sources note that some natural supplements contain stimulants that can spike your heart rate and blood pressure, or even interact with your medications. You've also got to consult a professional if you're experiencing ongoing severe sleep or stress issues, as those can actually be signs of a deeper medical condition. And finally, if you have any existing medical condition, period, you've just got to ensure your personal safety and avoid medical liability by having that conversation with your physician first. Now, to make this incredibly actionable for you, we've broken it down into a really simple 3-step procedure. Step 1, watch and learn from our research. Let our explainers spark your curiosity and give you a rock-solid foundational understanding of metabolic science. Step 2, take that information and consult your doctor or registered dietitian. Just say to them, "Hey, I was learning about the thermic effect of protein. Is increasing my intake safe for my kidneys?" Or, "Hey, I want to start a new strength training routine. Am I cleared for that?" And then step 3, implement those new habits safely and confidently, knowing for sure that you have the green light from your medical provider. So we've covered the science, we've established the pillars, and we've set those essential boundaries. My final question for you today is this: are you ready to build better habits safely? Because your metabolism responds to consistent, unglamorous, everyday habits way more than it ever will to a quick shortcut. Armed with the right information and the guidance of your personal healthcare provider, you really do have the power to optimize your energy and your health. Now that our boundaries are totally clear, I cannot wait to explore the fascinating world of metabolic science with you in our upcoming explainers. Stay curious, stay safe, and I will see you in the next one.